So I call this puzzle Fantasy Arctic World from Ravensburger. So this was part of my practice for Worlds 2023. And so I was actually practicing without the box. So I had seen the image when I unwrapped the puzzle, but then tried to work without the image to force myself to get better at seeing patterns. A couple of things to note here. I'm working with some pretty bad glare on the table, as you can probably see. And one of the things that actually made this puzzle really challenging is that the color of a lot of the puzzle pieces is the same as that blue Ravensburger back. And so it's hard to actually see how many pieces I flipped and how many pieces the backs are still showing. I try to flip like 80% of the pieces at the beginning. I find that if I try to force myself to flip 100, I slow down, I get frustrated, and it's better for me to start building at about 80% flipped. So my strategy here was to build what I could see. So I got quite a bit of the border and then found this moon in the upper left-hand corner that had pieces that all looked pretty similar. So pulled that together as quickly as I could. Then one of the things that probably would have made sense here is just to finish out that border, just to kind of frame out the puzzle and get a sense of what I was working with. Instead, I'm doing a lot of just trying to test pieces. I'm not seeing a lot of patterns right now, and I'm really slowing down because of it. So I've spotted a bit of a dark thing towards the bottom, which I've built, but otherwise it really is just this sort of grab pieces and try them. And partially the reason I practice sometimes without the box is that it's actually helpful in that you have to do this. And so it does force me to be much more thoughtful about how I see patterns. So you can see now I've started to get a bit of that center bit done. I don't even know what all these bits are called. It's definitely a fantasy-ish world. And so now I'm trying to figure out, there we go, trying to figure out how to clip in that large section that I had done. Now that that's clipped in, you can see that actually if I had shape sorted, I would have been able to finish up this section on the left pretty quickly. In retrospect, given how much trouble I was having with this puzzle, I probably should have shape sorted, although that would have undone the training effect of forcing myself to use the patterns. So still just sort of testing pieces as I can find them. The thing that's not built right now is there's a giant fuzzy furry dragon in the middle, and fur is one of my weak points. So you can see that when basically I don't have the box, I'm avoiding the fur anyway. I can't see the patterns in it. I can't see how to build it. So filling in a few of the pieces on the left as I spot them, and then really just kind of testing to see how I can build some of this dragon. Again, this probably would have been a good time to shape sort. Even just shape sorting reduces the total number of pieces I have on the table. And so, even if I had filled in some of the easier ones by shape sorting, it would have made it so that there are just fewer pieces to look at. It makes it a little easier to figure out what you're doing. Here we go, trying to figure out how this last little bit fits in. Again, should have shape sorted. I'm doing a little bit of opportunistic shape sorting on that side, but not enough. Oh, there we are. Got another chunk in. And now just finishing up those last few pieces.